We all know of Pokemon, right? It's one of the biggest, if not the biggest, monster collecting series out there. It's the most popular one because it was originally geared towards children. S Hello, my name is Yukishi, and in no particular order, I'll be going through some monster taming slash monster collector likes that are similar to Pokemon, but not, in case you don't want to play Pokemon, but still have that itch to play something that is monster taming slash monster collecting, in a sense. I will not be talking about Yokai Watch or Digimon, because those two series are relatively big on their own right, and I don't feel the need to explain them at all, because the basic premise is already there. So, anyway, let's go into the first one, and that's Koromon, which I covered on my channel. So, Koromon is the most Pokemon-like in terms of its mechanics, in terms of its gameplay that I'm going to be talking about. So, you can build a team of 6 of specific types of Koromon, as they're called in this game. You can evolve them. I think you might be able to trade them. I'm not sure. You can train them, you can battle with them. There's no breeding, which is weird, because there's also no gender, which is also weird. But I think they took that out to make the level grinding experience much better. So, Koromon is a very simplistic game, I will say, but it is also a very fun game to play. The story is a bit on the simpler side and a bit basic, yes, but I feel like most people that play Pokemon don't play it for the story. They play to collect a bunch of monsters and hopefully battle with those monsters. So I would definitely rate Koromon up there as a game. If you like Pokemon, you should play this. It's on Steam. It's a good game, I would say. The next game I'm going to recommend is actually Spectrob's Origins, specifically Spectrob's Origins for the Wii, because Spectrob's is one of the better Pokemon likes out there in the world, because much like Fossil Fighters, if you heard of that series before, which is the trilogy for the DS, granted, the third game of the series is for the 3DS, but I digress. You dig up these spectrobes, which are basically fossil blocks, at least in Origins, and you try to wake them up, and you get a child spectrobe. But over the course of the game, if you feed it enough minerals, it can level up to, or it can evolve into its adult form, as it's named. And then you can evolve it further into an ascended slash evolved third state. And every spectrobes, at the very least the ones that you can find in the world that you need to awaken, all have 3 stages. There's no 1 stage or 2 stage unless if it's like a legendary spectrobe of some kind. And I think that's really cool. Now, the story, while simplistic, is very good and very enjoyable. Not only that, but unlike many other monster tamers slash monster collectors, you actually fight alongside your spectrobe in Origins. So you get to play as either Roland or Gina, and there's, if memory serves, 5 different weapon types, and there's also elements to have to worry about too. But it's super dumbed down and basic, because there's, what, 5 elements in the game, if memory serves? Forgive me, I haven't played Origins in, like, over a decade plus at this point. I don't even remember the last time I booted up the Wii to play it, but anyway. But yeah, would highly recommend Spectrum's Origins if you have a copy and are able to play it on the Wii. Next up, now, this one is for the Monster Hunter fans, because I'm going to be talking about Monster Hunter Stories specifically, which is Monster Hunter, but it's turn-based rock, paper, scissors, but still Monster Hunter, because you can still hunt monsters, but you get to have a partner monster with you as well, and you get to do fun attacks. Now, I'll be honest, I've only played the demo of Monster Hunter Stories 1, and I have the demo for 2, but I still would highly recommend Monster Hunter Stories. I mean, hell, the third game is coming out soon, and it looks fantastic. Really hoping there's a demo for it that's coming out, because the other 2 games have a demo for it. Why can't this one? But anyway, uh, unlike in Origins, Spectrum's Origins, you go through a cave and get a Monstie egg, and you hatch it at a location, and bada bang bada boom, you get a brand new monster, which is a titular monster from the Monster Hunter franchise. And it acts as your partner. You're able to ride on and do battle with it. Not only that, but you get to basically do Monster Hunter things and collect parts from other monsters and make better gear, armor, and all that jazz. So it's the best of both worlds. As someone who does not vibe with Monster Hunter in terms of its slow gameplay and its button mapping, seriously, why can't I remap the buttons? The attack button should be square, not triangle. The special attack should be triangle, not a trigger. Grr! Anyway, um, Monster Hunter Stories is the perfect blend of good combat with an easy recipe for an old-time great game, in my opinion. So, what's next on the list? Next on the list is a game not many people will have heard of, and that's Monster Sanctuary. Now, if you heard of it in recent memory, that's because the same devs of Monster Sanctuary have put out their brand new roguelike title, Aethermancer. But I'm not here to talk about that, I'm here to talk about Monster Sanctuary. And let me just say, Monster Sanctuary is the bomb. It is. Granted, it's a min-maxer's wet dream, because there's a whole lot of depth you can go in with Monster Sanctuary, and I actually have gameplay I can show, unlike some of the other titles. So, Monster Sanctuary has you starting off with 4 different starters. There is elemental advantages, and also there's a physical magical split as well, and some monsters get dealt more damage with magical or physical damage as well. And the monsters have skill trees as well, that you can develop and go down. And later in the game, there's a thing called Light and Darkness that you can choose for your monster. Now, not all monsters can evolve, but some can, and that's important, because evolving a monster will drastically change how it functions in battle. Especially if you choose a different evolution path, I think. But yeah, very solid game, would highly recommend. Story-wise, very good. Awesome. It's a Metroidvania, so if you're a fan of Metroidvanias, would definitely recommend and pick up. Now, for the last one, I am going to recommend the granddaddy of monster taming monster collectors. The one that started it all, but wasn't the most popular because it wasn't geared towards kids, and it wasn't available on handheld for a while. I am, of course, talking about Shin Megami Tensei. Any SMT game, for that matter, including Persona. Yes, Persona is an SMT game. Believe it or not, way back when, Persona 3 FES had the moniker Shin Megami Tensei Persona 3. Same thing with Persona 4. It wasn't until Persona 5, at least mainland-wise, that the SMT moniker was taken off. I think it was also taken off of Arena and Ultimax, I don't recall. But yes. Now, unlike all of the other entries, but similar to Origins, in SMT, you fight alongside demons. So, not only that, but you have to negotiate with them in order for them to join your side. And you get to also fuse these demons into stronger demons. Now, this isn't like a Yu-Gi-Oh! Kind of fusion, where A plus B equals C, and it actually makes sense. No, it's just, okay, so you're a Gamma race, and you're a Wild race, so you're going to make a Star race. Just as an example. I don't know if that's actually true or not. And same thing in Persona, where, okay, you're a Full Arcana, you're a Chariot, you're going to be making Devil. Just as an example. I don't know if that's true or not, but, again, just as an example. But I would highly recommend the SMT games. Well, I would recommend SMT 4, which is for the 3DS, SMT 4 Apocalypse, which is better than 4 in terms of gameplay, at least. I would recommend the Digital Devil Saga Duology, Devil Survivor Duology games, Overclocked and Record Breaker. I wouldn't recommend, what's it called, Strange Journey Redux. I wouldn't, because it's more Etrian Odyssey focused, but I digress. And obviously, I'm going to recommend Persona as well, because Persona is amazing and should be played if you're a fan of turn-based combat, especially. But yeah, those are 5 monster taming / monster collector games that I would recommend to any Pokemon fan to play, if you're a fan of Pokemon but don't want to play Pokemon, and just need to scratch that itch, so to speak. What are some games you would recommend someone? I know someone's probably going to mention Dragon Quest, because there's a Dragon Quest monster tamer out there. There's a bunch of indie titles that are monster tamers as well, like Cassette Beasts I know is one, for instance, but I haven't gotten around to playing it because I don't own it. But yeah, let me know what are some monster tamer games that you would recommend people to play. There is Temtem, but unfortunately it requires online connection, especially if you're a Nintendo Switch player, so that immediately gets points deducted. Anyway, so I think that'll be it from me. I've been Rikishi, and I'll see you next time.